Hi, you guys. This is Amelia talking, and I'm basically just going to show you guys how to use Zoom, or not Zoom, Jostens, I'm sorry. And so I'm just going to take you through how to do the basic things that you're going to be doing all year. I'm going to show you how to upload photos for everybody to access, how to work in the Jostens editing page, to work on your page that we're going to submit to the plant, and all of the little things that you guys are going to need to know for this year. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between this page, so I remember I wrote down all the things I need to show you guys, and this page, which is where I'm going to be teaching you. So this is a page you're basically just going to look up Yearbook Avenue login, or Jostens login is what or Yearbook login. And it will eventually, you'll bring to this page. This is the page you want to be logging in at. So you're always going to want to have the year to be 2021. And your job number is 34931. Everybody has the same job number. It's for our class specifically and for our yearbook. You're going to want to write that number down because you're going to have to re-put it in every time you log in. Your login is just going to be your regular login, whatever you log in to get into Canvas, to get into Google Docs, to just log into Google for your school. Google will be the whole email, your username, and it's going to be that same exact password as well. So your S and then 08 whatever your password is. And we've had a couple people struggling with that. So if you're still not able to get in, go ahead, email me, email Miss Kelly. We will get you there. So that'll bring you to our homepage. I love looking at these. This is the inspiration gallery. So people that have submitted pictures to Jostens, it will come up here. So I've always, wanted my picture to be there. But this is your homepage. So you're not going to need anything over here. It's going to show you that you're at home. I want you to go ahead and go up to plan, and you're going to go to page ladder. So this is going to be where you're going to find what pages are due at what deadlines and what page you need to do. And so right now this is our entire book. It's our book just digitally. Nothing is going to be there because we haven't started the book yet. We haven't submitted anything. We haven't assigned anybody a deadline. But let's say that I want to find out what pages I have to do and what time they're due. So let's say I'm going to go all the way down. My name's at the bottom. Okay, so right now there's nothing there because I'm not assigned a page. And so let's say I wanted to look at deadline in February. I would press this and it would show me the pages that I have to be done in February for my personal editing. So if we go to all staff and all deadlines, these are called filters over here. So you can change the filter to be able to figure out what you'd like. We can look here, and let's say I was working on page 2, then I would have page 2 and 3. This is called a spread, is 2 pages. And let's say the section was sports. And so the section would say sports. The description would be, let's say, girls volleyball. And then it would have one of these deadlines here, either deadline 1, 2, or 3. And then it would say the staff would be who is making the page and who's assigned the page, and then who's editing the page and overviewing the page after they're done will be there. So that's the only important part for that. This is just something to look if you're not sure what you're doing. If we just started a new deadline, you're like, I don't know what page to do. This is where you're going to find out what page you have to create. Okay, so then we're going to go to the create tab. And we're going to go into image library. Okay, this is what your image library should look like. It's going to look like this to start out with. You should have it, there should, over in this column, only be activity, and it might be highlighted, it might not be, but this is the only tab that you're going to be opening and creating folders and uploading pictures in. So let's go down to activity. See all of these different activities we've got. These are all the different places that we're going to be able to upload photos. So let's say you took pictures in a classroom or or a Zoom class, you would go into academics, you would go into your labs, and you would be able to upload your photos that you took into lab. So I'm going to show you how to create a folder in one of these specific things. We're going to go ahead and go into sports, just because, why not? So notice I have sports highlighted in blue. So I'm going to highlight sports. I have the drop down. These are all the different sports categories. You can tell that these are different sports. So I'm going to press sports, and I'm going to go up here, and it's going to say, it's like a little folder with a green check mark or a plus sign. And it says add a new subcategory to the selected category. So because I have sports selected, I'm going to add a folder and I get to name it. So right now we have all of these sports down here. I need to pick a sport like girls golf isn't there yet. Okay. And notice how it created a folder under the sports. So now I'm going to be able to select girls golf. And let's say I took pictures at a girls golf tournament. So I am going to, why is this not letting me scroll? Oh, there you go. Summer activities. Okay. So sorry, I just need to check something. So we're going to go into golf, and let's say you took pictures of JV golf or you took pictures of varsity golf. That is what you are going to name this category, because we already know that it's girls golf. But if, let's say, someone has the girls golf page and they're like, okay, I have a bunch of pictures of varsity girls golf, but I don't have any of JV. So they're going to need to look into this folder and not have to sort through whether it's going to be JV or varsity. And you're going to notice that once you start doing that. That's why this is so important. So you're going to click, you're going to highlight that, you're going to press, you're going to create a new little folder up here with your green plus sign, and you're going to say JV and your name. So that way we know that I took pictures of girls golf and it was the JV team, and me, Amelia, did that. That way, if the person has questions about the pictures, or if they don't like the way one is edited, or they can go to that person and be like, hey, I know that I took a picture from your folder. Is it okay if I use this picture, or if I edit it a little differently, or da-da-da. That way, we're able to keep track of who's taken what photos. So then I would press OK, and you can see a little drop down arrow came up, and now it says right here that I have taken pictures at girls golf. So obviously, if you're going to click here, there's no pictures here, right? This is where your pictures are going to show up in this big white box if you've uploaded photos. So let's say I want to upload a photo for girls golf. So I'm going to press this upload, and here I'll show you again. It's this little upload. It's literally the only one you can press. So the upload images, and it's going to basically take you to a Google Drive. So I think we're going to teach people, we're not sure yet, but we're going to teach people how to get into a Google Drive and upload their photos there. So we're going to press upload images, and mine's just going to show me a bunch of different images that I have. Let's say I want to do this picture of Claire and I. It's not related to golf. I know, I'm sorry, but I don't have any girls golf pictures. So I'm going to click this photo, or let's say I want to click make 3 photos, right? So I'm going to press shift, and I'm going to click these other ones. I want to upload all 3 of these photos. Okay, so I'm going to press open. Now it's going to show me that these are in process of uploading, right? So right now it's telling me that these pictures are uploading. You cannot leave this screen when it's doing this. You have to leave your computer, let it upload. These are going to start to turn green. And once they're all green, that's when you can leave. And I'm pretty positive there'll be like a little pop-up window that tells me that it's done. We're going to have to give it a few seconds. Sometimes this takes a while, so you have to be kind of patient. I'm sorry, you guys. There we go. Okay, so one is done, right? And wait for the last one. Perfect. Okay, so now that all of these are done, I can go up here and I can press the X button. And my photos should be in that exact folder. So we're going to go all the way back, and I'm going to go here, right? No folders, because there should not be any folder or pictures in the main folder activity. You need to select activity, go down. Let's see, I just submitted something in sports. So I'm going to open sports and I'm going to go down girls golf, JV, and there are my pictures. So that is how you're going to be able to submit pictures, and so that everybody in your book has access to them. And while you're doing this, this is also going to give access to the entire school. So the pictures that you take, once you upload them here, they'll be uploaded to replay it. So the whole entire school will have access to them. So be cautious in which photos. You need to be proud of the photos that you're uploading. Okay, so that's basically how you're going to submit your photos. So we are done there. Let me double check that I'm in the right place. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to go into Monarch. So we're going to go, this is, so Image Library and Monarch by Jostens are the two main places that you're going to be creating pages and working with. I mean, you don't create pages in Image Library, but you know what I mean. So we're going to open Monarch by Jostens, and it's going to come up with like this page with like 4 little icons. It also, for you guys who have not gotten here yet, might have like an accept the terms, and you just need to accept. Say I accept, and it's totally fine. So you're going to go, you're always going to be in Adobe InDesign. So you're always going to be clicking this pink icon here. And again, this might take a while to load, especially with your guys's internet. This is an editing program, and it's through Jostens, and so it may take a while, and if things start glitching, I'm going to show you guys how to save, but be patient with it. Don't click a bunch of buttons when something doesn't work. You just have to let it load. Okay, so this looks super overwhelming. I know it does. For you guys that made it through and were able to do it, I know it seemed like a lot when you first opened it. But I'm going to show you that you're basically only going to use like 10 things on the screen. And if you can remember those 10 things, then you'll be able to make it through the entire year. Okay, so this is called your toolbox. It's a handy dandy toolbox and is the best thing that they have done on this program. So you're going to be using, I think there's like 4 or 5 icons that you're going to have to remember what they are here. But also if you hover over any of them, they're going to tell you if you just wait like half a second. So also, if this ever goes away, this is just a side note, sometimes you'll come back from importing photos or doing something from saving or anything, and this will go away. Okay, so you'll come back and you'll be like, oh no, my toolbox is gone. Like, what do? I need to change this, or I need to import a photo. How am I going to do that if my toolbox is gone? All you need to press is this button and it will come back up. That is your access to it. So let's start out with showing how to create a page, because right now you've got a blank screen. You're not working on anything. So I'm going to press File, and I'm going to press, nope, we're not going to do that. I'm so sorry. Don't ignore that last little part. You are going to create a page by pressing Page Wizard. So it's kind of like, it looks like a little wand and like a page. You're going to click that top button. Okay, let it load. It's going to come up with this screen. A lot of people have been struggling that this will be too far down here, and so they're like, oh well, I can't create a page because my OK button isn't there. Well, that's because it's too far down. You just need to grab this top bar and pull it up, and your OK button is right there. Okay, so this is all perfect for you. You don't need to worry about that at all. We're going to do deadline number 20 because these are all of our practice pages. Once we start creating pages, you'll have deadline 1, deadline 2, just like I was talking about in the page ladder. But for now, just press deadline 20. Your starting page number it's going to vary. We will give you that number right now. We just kind of have to put in a random one. So I'm going to do 458. Just, I don't know, why not? And I've created a couple practice pages. So I'm going to do Amelia's practice 3 because this is my 3rd time doing this. You don't need to press section template, anything else. And you're going to press OK, and it's going to come up with a white spread. And like I said, spread before is terminology for 2 pages. So you have, this is a page and this is a page. That is called a spread. So I want you to recognize that up here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but up here is in the top left corner is your page. So that is your page description. That is what it is called. That is how Jostens recognize it. That's what will go to the plan. So if you, as soon as you're done, like if you're done editing for the day, after you've saved, you're gonna click this little X button. And that's really important because if you don't press that X button, no editor can come and help you on that page. So that is how you officially close your page. And that way someone else can open it and it will be available, because 2 people can't work on a page at the same time. Jostens just doesn't allow it. You're not able to. And so that is, if we say, okay, I need you to close your page so that I can open it, that is the button that you press, that little X right there. Okay, I'm gonna go back. We just did this. Okay, so I am actually going to close that page just like I was describing. So I'm going to close it and I'm going to reopen it so that you guys know how to do that. So I'm just going to press that X and it goes away, right? I have nothing left. Now we're going to go into File and Open. That's all you're doing, File and Open, right? You're trying to open your page back up. Let's drag this into the center of the screen if I can. Maybe I can't. Uh-oh. Sorry, we're gonna have to give it a few seconds. It's struggling. There we go. Okay. Again, when something glitches, don't keep pressing buttons, just let it load. So we just created something in deadline 20, right? That's why we put that 20 in there. That's where that number gets from or comes from. Okay, so we're gonna double click deadline 20. This is my first practice, so that's why my name's there. You might see your name here while I'm scrolling through because you've already done this. So these are all of our practice pages. Here is my Amelia's practice 3. Okay, so I'm gonna double click, I'm gonna open that. This is my, remember that little icon? This is my page in InDesign right here. So I'm gonna double click and it's gonna open my page. So that is how, if you close your page up here, you're gonna just go File, Open, find it in the folders and open your page. Okay, I want to point out that right now I have the selection tool highlighted. So see, if I click this button, see how it's a dark square around it? That's highlighted. Okay, so right now I have the selection tool highlighted. This is going to be the one that you use the most. You will use the selection tool to move things, to resize things, to like readjust things. If you don't like something where it's at, you're going to be able to adjust it with the selection tool. So that is very important to remember. Let it load again. Sorry about that. Reconnect. I'm sorry. You guys can just skip through this part till I start talking again. I'm not tech savvy enough to know how to cut this out. Maybe I am. We'll see. Maybe if I get rid of this, get rid of this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just had to close a few tabs. Sorry about that. Okay, so we were talking about the selection tool that you're basically just going to use the most. So what I'm going to do first, I believe, is show you I am going to show you how to create a text box. So if you want to type something, if you want to make a header, if you want to do something, this is how you're going to be able to create a text box. Also, this is the thing I was talking about. My monarch went away, my toolbox did. So I'm just going to press it again, it's back. Okay, so we are going to go to this little type tool. It's just a T, you know, regular. It's almost just like typing in docs. So I'm going to click this and you'll be able to see up here, this is my font. This is my font size. This is if I have words above other words, I'm going to be able to make the spacing bigger or smaller between them. There's all kinds of things in here. There's like subnotes, there's like an exponent note basically. So that's like if you're doing, or a subscript, sorry. If you say like first and you need it to be first and the ST you want higher, you can do that as well instead of making a new text box and retyping it out. This will make your letters taller. So if you're like, oh, but I need it to fit just a little taller, but if I make the font bigger, then it's not going to fit. Well, this is how you can make it taller, and this is how you can make your words wider. And so your letters will be able to fit, so you can change this. And then over here, you guys have seen this before. It's changing your centering and all kinds of things. So it's very basic. You've seen this stuff before. It's just very intimidating because there's a lot more buttons and a lot more things you can mess with. But for right now, you guys just need to know the basics. So I'm going to drag, and I'm just going to make a square. And, oh, am I? Uh-oh. Let's try closing this. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, so right now I have a text box. That was kind of sloppy. We're gonna do that again. So let's say I'm at my selection tool. I'm gonna press my type tool, and I'm going to create a box. Okay, now my cursor is, you can see it right there. It's super tiny, and I want to be able to see what I'm typing. So I'm going to make it super big for right now, and I can adjust it later if it will let me. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is so terrible. Okay, I'm going to open it, and let's do 36. Why not? You guys will be able to see this. And I'm just gonna type something about me. Okay. So voila, right? That is my, that is how you type, right? You just create a text box and type, super easy. Let's say I want to move this. I don't like that it's in that corner. If I try and move it with the text tool selected, it's not gonna let me. It's not gonna let me click on my text box and move it. So I have to go back to my selection tool, and I can move it now. I can take this, I can move it around, I can bring it to this side, I can do whatever I want with it, right? I can take it and I can turn it, I can do whatever, okay? So very simple, very, oh, okay, I'm gonna show you up here. So I just moved the text box, it's at -1 degree. I'm gonna make it 0. Okay, so I have this selected. I'm going to give you guys a huge tip. You do not see how big my text box is compared to my writing. You don't want to do that when you start creating your page. You are really, uh-oh, if it's gonna let me. There we go. Okay, sorry, it glitched. You are going to want to fit your text boxes to your text, because before we submit these to the plant, you're gonna have text boxes everywhere, right? You're gonna have picture boxes everywhere. You're gonna have just things all over the place. And if you got this text box this big, right, and you're trying to type something right here, well, it's gonna have you typing in that same text box. So you need to make things fit. And that seems really tedious, but I promise you it will help you in the long run. Please, please, please do it. Okay, so I am going to go back to my text tool, and I'm going to type in here, and I'm going to show you another thing that we have to make sure before the plant that's going to pop up for you guys. So right now I have Amelia Flies Planes. I'm going to type, and she loves it. Okay, so I started typing, right? Do you see what kind of came up right there? There's a little plus, a little red plus in a box. That is bad. That is very, very bad. We do not want those. We can actually not, we can't submit our page to the plant if we have any of these on our page, right? So they won't take it. They will say, no, we can't take it. And that will make us late for a deadline, and which costs us money. And it's just over and over again, all over this little tiny plus sign, right? So the way to fix that is to take your selection tool, and you're going to see it's still there, and you're going to make this box bigger. And look at, there's the rest of my typing. That's what I typed, right? So that is how you make sure that you do not, because look at that little red plus mark is gone. That's how you make sure that you're going to be able to submit it to the plan. Okay. So that is how you do a text box. Woohoo, right? That's cool. You also can do over here. So see how I have this text box selected? Like I had over here, you can change the angle of it, which is pretty cool. You can rotate it 90 degrees. You can change the color of the background of that text box. You can put a border around that text box. There's so much that you can do to play with that people just don't know about because they don't try it. So mess with things, play with it. On your practice page, do whatever the heck you want, even if it screws everything up. And you can just restart. A big key, so watch, I'm going to turn my box 90 degrees. If you guys look on your keyboard, so on your, where you're typing on your keyboard, if you hold the control key, so you hold down control and press the letter Z, it will undo the action you just did. And that's so useful because let's say, oh, I moved that box and now if I try and move it back, I'm going to screw this up. Well, if you accidentally move that box, just press Control Z and it'll place it back right where you had it in the first place. And so it's a very, very useful thing. That's also something you can write down next to your job number. I would write down shortcut Control Z. It means undo, and it will be very, very useful. Okay, let's see. I was talking about, you can change the width and the height as well of your box. That's not super important, but it's kind of important if you want it to be an exact number. Okay, let's see. So we just did text box. Let's now, we're going to place a photo on our page because that's fun and that's really important. So do not click this one. Don't click the little one with the X in it. That's why there's an X in it. We want to use the regular box. It's called the rectangle tool, and you're going to press that and you are going to drag just like we made that text box, and it's going to be a green box just like that, right? So we're going to go back to our selection tool and we can make it bigger, we can make it smaller, we can change the size. Uh-oh, my computer's glitching again. Give it a few seconds. There we go. Okay, so that is our photo box. I'm gonna make it just a little bit smaller. Doesn't need to be huge. Okay, so, and we can move this over to this side too, right? There's also all of these options are the same options for my text box. I can change the color, I can change all of these things. If you, one thing I do need to say is if you are planning to paste a photo, if you're placing a photo on your page, do not change this color. Leave the process color photo, because sometimes when you change the photo and then you go into picture placer and you try and place a picture, it won't let you place the picture because it's not the green box. So that's just a tip, that you need to leave your box green. And I know it's kind of ugly, but it's fine. Sorry if I offended you people who like green. So I'm going to go ahead, and you don't need to have that selected. I don't know why I did that, but I'm going to have you guys press on this little icon here once it loads. I'm so sorry. This is turning into a long video too. Okay, perfect. We are going to hover over right under photo. Okay, just kidding. Is there anything else I can close? I have shoes. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna hover over picture placer, right? Okay, so we did page wizard. You're only gonna have to do that like once or twice throughout the entire year. Now we have, this is the one you're gonna be using the most. It's called picture placer. So you're gonna press that, wait for the pop-up to come up. Okay, you're just gonna press OK because you have not selected a folder yet. And again, bring this up. People were saying, I don't have an OK button. You just have to drag it up by that top tab. Okay, you're gonna come up here to Team Drive, and we're gonna go back to Image Library. Remember when we were submitting photos into Image Library? That's what this is. So you're gonna open Image Library. This is your activity, just like the Image Library when we created the girls golf folder. You're gonna open it. You're gonna go, let's say, I know right now that there's a photo in girls golf. That's definitely not girls golf, but that's okay. That's okay. Just don't ever do that. This is just an example because I don't have any photos of girls golf. Just a reminder again. So let's say I really like this picture. I want to use this picture on my page. So I'm going to select this picture and I'm going to place it in my green box, right, that I had put on my page. Down here, you can zoom your picture in. You can zoom it out. You can move it. Oh, let's say I zoom it in a little. I can move this to readjust us so that we're centered. That's really important. You don't want to be cutting people's faces off. If your picture was in the yearbook and you cut half your face off, you would not be very happy. So just so you know, that's a thing. Okay, you can adjust your brightness here. That's not a huge thing. Normally, if you really want to edit your photos, you need to edit them outside of Jostens. Okay, so we will press OK, and that photo, sometimes if you do multiple images at a time, this is gonna take forever. So if you do like 9 photos, sometimes this will take like 5 minutes. But if you just do one, it'll take like 15 seconds. Okay, so this is not a very pretty picture of Claire and I, but a picture of Claire and I that we just placed on our page. So, that is how you do that. I will show you. Okay, let's see. I'm going to press on this photo. Let's say I want this photo to be bigger. Okay, the photo has a capability to be bigger, right? Well, I can take this. Notice how there is a blue, right now there's a blue highlight around this box. I hope you guys can see that. Right now that means that I have the photo selected. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this blue photo, I'm going to set it there. This is a yellow box. So a lot of people will take their yellow box and they'll go like this and they'll cut off their photo because the photo can't overrun the yellow box, but the yellow box can overrun the photo. So let's say I have my yellow box and I want to move my photo over here. Okay, so I moved my whole photo because there's a yellow box around it. Now let's say I try to see the blue box around it now. Let's say I want to move my photo over here in the blue box. It's gone because what happened? My yellow box is still right here. My blue box is over here. I have to have my blue photo in my yellow box because this is my photo, my green box that I made. So we need to drag him. Oh, oopsies, oopsies. Now it's going to be hard to find it. So I'm going to have to drag this and find my photo, right? And then bring back. Okay. Perfect. So that's how you put a photo on your page. That's pretty cool. All right. I know. I'm sorry this is taking forever. This is like your last thing is your magnifying tool is super important. I use it all the time. It's so great. If I take it and let's say, oh, like I don't know if there's a period there. I can't really tell because my eyesight sucks. I mean, obviously I can tell, but like that was an example. I'm going to hover over it and it zooms all the way in. I'm like, okay, I have a period there. I have a space here. That's capitalized. Perfect. Let's say, okay, that's exactly how I want it. I'm going to press, this is another one of those shortcut things. I want you to press, hold Control and press the number 0. Uh-oh. Okay, well, sorry, it's loading. It will do it in a minute. There you go. it will bring you back to your home page. It will bring you back to the entire page. So does that make sense? I can hover and I can make a box over Claire and I. Once it loads. Uh-oh, give it a minute. See, and so that'll zoom in on that picture of us. And then I can do Command 0 or Control 0, and it will bring me back to my regular screen. Eventually. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go back to my selection tool. I think, oh my goodness, I think that's it. Yeah, look it. All we have to do is how to save. Perfect. Okay, saving, super, super easy. All you need to do is File, Save. Do not press Save As. Everybody's like, oh, I always have to save as for my documents. No, save. But this is so, so important. People are so used to working on Google Docs where it automatically saves and they don't have to worry about that anymore because we transferred away from Word. You have to save in here. If you do not save, your work is gone. You will not get it back. So let's say you've worked for 4 hours on your page and you got so much done and you just love how it looks, and you just close your page. It's gone. If you did not save it, it will not be there, and you just lost 4 hours of work time. Everybody does it at least once. You will forget and you'll be like, oh, I just spent so much time working on that and I forgot to save. It's so frustrating, and you'll never do it again because it's so important that you save. So I'm going to press File, Save. Okay, normally for some reason I have a weird thing. I give it 6 seconds. I count to 6 and then I go File. And the way to double check is it won't let you click save anymore. The save button will be gray. It will not be black. And that is how you know that your page is saved and you are good to go. And you can close your page with that little X button that we talked about. And you are done for the day. Okay. So that is it. I know that that's kind of overwhelming and it's a little crazy, but that is your Jostens Yearbook. And please reach out to your editors if you have any questions at all. We are here to help and we love helping, and we want to do as much as we can to make this the easiest it can be for you. So that's that. I'm sorry this was so long. I hope you guys have a good day. Okay. Bye, I guess. Bye.